Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today I'm going to do something a bit different. Now, I remember seeing this Reddit post posted by user Pumpkin is Fruit like a few days ago, and I wanted to react to it because it had a lot of upvotes and a lot of comments, and I just kind of want to read through what's going on here. I really have no expectations. I haven't read through anything, but I want to get some unfiltered, untouched, completely regardless of what I have to feel or say, thoughts from the community, at least part of the vocal community here on Reddit, about the game. So the title of the thread, as you can see, is anyone else burned out of Pokemon Unite? I have 300 plus 300 hours played of this game, but from one day to another, namely after Mew rolled out, I just felt fed up with the game. The same dynamics, teammate strategies every time. It's been already some time. It's been on and off, but I only play one day every couple weeks now. Still enjoy watching videos from Spraggles and Teeds on YouTube though. Anyone else the same? Are you planning on coming back? So I'm gonna look at the top comments, I suppose, and just kind of scroll through and read some of this. I'll have this linked in the description if you want to take a look too, but I'm genuinely just curious. So burn with the solo queue community. One match you get good players, the next three you don't. Fed up. Yeah, I understand that, and I know this is a bit weird. I just, it was an interesting thing for me, so I wanted to take a look at it. So okay, just feels so repetitive at this point. New Pokés added to the roster aren't being enough to make me come back. I feel the same. I think that this is definitely an issue. Like a retention for the game, it needs a little bit more grind and less just new stuff to buy. Doesn't really always get me too excited. Got to the point where I play one game, take a break, watch a video. After that I play another game. Yeah, that's good. Kind of take breaks. I'm not sure why, but solo queue feels more painful this season. Last season, I happily sat through loads of matches in one sitting. This time around, it's like 1 or 2 games a session before I jump out. Not even necessarily losses either. Just last patch, even with Muse, was new and Mike was imbalanced. There was breathing room. I don't understand the joke behind calling Mr. Mime Mike, but I understand that that's what it is. This season, I'm at 50 or so games so far. I've had maybe 5 games without those 2 Mons both being present. It's true. I think Mew and Mime has probably hurt the player base quite a bit, actually. It's compounded. I definitely know that's what Chris thinks, and I think it definitely does. You don't want to play against that every single game. It's compounded by the Mew players now actually having experience of the real strengths, which are very, very tipping point of the Mon are apparent, and honestly, playing against a Mew on their A game isn't fun. Just a whole chunk of every gap closer you make being invalidated by 1 or 2 of their moves, and then they nuke you from miles away. Yeah, Mew's pretty insanity. Used to play multiple times a day. It was so much fun. I don't know, I agree with your comment. Then I don't know, I agree with your comment. The frustration of constantly getting teamed up with bad troll new players was drowning me. It's not fun in the moment, just makes me angry and curse at my phone. Dude, true. Burnout from all the shit teammates I get. Legit, if I don't play with 1 or more people, the game personally gives me people who go AFK halfway through the game or don't defend, don't do any really do anything. Legit, this week I had a game where I scored 300, got 28 kills, and still lost because my team scored a total of 20 points altogether. Okay, so I will say that I actually fully agree with a comment like this. I think anecdotes are so dangerous and a little weird at times, just because we all have this anecdote, and I get it, I totally agree, because it does happen, but sometimes they just feel like they're reaching a little bit. That said, I think that we all understand that a rank mode should be very leaning into skill-based matchmaking and proper rank systems and things like that, and we really don't have that, much less an actual reason to grind it too much. Used to play defenders and supporters relatively frequently, but stopped since you can't rely on other teammates so often. This always leads back into that carry your matches discussion, which it's such a controversial one, because some people quite literally don't want to have to just be the carry every single game, and I totally get that. I absolutely get that, but I think that in the current climate of the way that ranked works and the matchmaking works, you almost mostly have to, and that sucks. You know what I mean? It really does suck, and then you're still gonna lose. So the previous season absolutely broke me as a solo player. You get human teammates. Yeah, there have been a lot more bot matches this season. Less burnout and more frustrated with solo queue. Usually I can comfortably make it to Masters in a few days on my own in a duo and take a break, but this season I don't know what's going on. Was floating on in old 4, the one night dropped back down to vet 1 thanks to a mix of people ignoring objectives, AFKs, giving up. Don't think I've ever done dropped ranks like that before. No, I'm not the best player, but also know I'm not that bad. I have enough game sense to not get carried to Masters. Again, these anecdotes, maybe, I've never had a hard time getting to Masters, but I definitely fluctuate a lot once I'm in Masters. I was sitting at 60% win rate. Last night I had the worst night of games I've ever had. Now I'm down to, 56. It's I definitely fluctuate a lot, especially in the earlier days of the season whenever I don't have a ton of games played. Cathartic bot matches feel frustrating because of how dumb ally AIs. My problem with the whole thing with bot matches is that ranked is supposed to be a skill check. and like you can't really check your skill against bots. Like it's basically just either a free win or just like a waste of time, and you don't really get anything out of it, and it's just frustrating. The irony is that bot matches pre-masters, they're actually just a free win because you get the little diamond, but bot matches and masters, it's just a waste of time. You literally just waste your time. So I don't really understand why they have bot matches in the game for ranked. I quite literally think that it's like one of the biggest issues with the game. It's not game breaking, but it's like I don't understand. So how hard is it to program to go Ray or defend? I mean, how hard is it just to get him out of the game, in my opinion? Yeah, I don't know. I had a 10 win streak through vet, got ultra, took a few days off, went hiking, came back, I don't know what happened, dropped to vet 1, AFK City. Yeah, listen, I mean, AFKs are a sore subject right now, but it quite literally as simple as creating and fostering a culture against AFKing. When the developers punish AFKs harshly, players over time will literally stop doing it, and the players that don't will be punished harshly. So I do think that this is one of those things that like it literally comes down to the developers. Like we can talk about should they change this, should they change that, but whenever it does come down to like AFKs and things of that nature, the developers absolutely have to handle this. They have to. Nobody else can handle this. We can't foster a community of people that all mostly agree you shouldn't AFK games, which we already do, and then actually do anything. If players know they can get away with some poor activity, they're gonna do it. So that's bad. Sulky gives me a headache, got Masters years ago. I think for the rest of the season I'm just going to do dailies. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of this more and more. Oh, I get on, play a couple days, a couple games. I get on, I do my my dailies and hop off. I got, get 1200, I get 1600, and I stop playing for the season. It definitely feels like we have a player base that is having a hard time engaging more frequently, and that's not good, right? Because like with people pulling themselves out of games, that increases queue times, maybe adds to more bot matches, gives the game a feeling of less like fullness in terms of community, and that's not really great. Couldn't imagine playing this game long unless you switch between all the characters. That's what keeps me chugging along. When I get bored with, say, Decidueye, I can switch to Blissey, and I feel like I'm getting a new experience. Exactly, and this is why pick ban phase would be so nice, because, you may be a Greninja main, but the other team might ban it, your team might ban it, the other team might first pick it, you might not be able to get it. Like, pick ban adds so much content out of nothing. I really wish I could explain how important pick ban is. I feel like I've tried, and there's still always going to be someone that's like, I'm not a fan of it, but it's like, I quite literally think that pick ban has to happen. It has to. The game will get way too boring without it. We'll always just be playing whatever the top tier meta is. Yeah, they really need to address the matchmaking, the inflation of new licenses without giving us more options to get coins. This game would have died a long time ago if it didn't have the Pokemon IP. Okay, I definitely agree with this statement. I think that this game is kind of chugging along because of the Pokemon IP. This is a weird one because I'm a fence sitter when it comes to the whole like inflation of licenses when getting new coins. I'm not a fan of the inflation of new licenses, but I do think that there is a weird expectation from free-to-play players to be able to afford everything, and you shouldn't. That said, you already can't afford everything free to play, and that's why I hate gem locking. Like, gem locking is just it's the added like shameless step to try to make more money, because with gem locking you're saying like, hey, even if you have the coins, like, you have a decision to make, either pay us or you get to wait. And I think that that's like really disrespectful. That said, the inflation, it feels a little weird. I don't mind it a little bit, but like I would like to see them pull back down to like a 10k release every now and then or something, or like at least kind of 50-50 it out. But I do think we get a pretty good amount of coins if you're playing and stuff. Game used to be extremely frustrating in the old map when it came down to which team managed to secure Zapdos, but at least there was some room for skill expression. Games used to have a lot more team fights. Now it's all about scoring. No matter how good you are, if your team isn't scoring, there's nothing you can do to win, and honestly, it's just not fun. You got to waste another 10 minutes playing with bots because for some godforsaken reason, this game has bots in ranked. Yes, this person gets it. It makes no sense to have bots in ranked, absolutely. Game went from winning Zapdos to flip to winning the matchmaking flip. I don't know how they managed to somehow make the game worse than it was before, but they did. That's a pretty harsh take. I definitely think there's like pros and cons to pre-Day of Sky Runes and post-Day of Sky Runes, but I have personally said that I mean, if you're not going to fix the ranked mode in the matchmaking, I would prefer to play Remote Stadium because I felt like I had more influence there. But I do like Day of Sky Runes more overall, so Ooh, this looks like a good comment. I really want to enjoy this game, but one, solo queue is pure masochism. I'm playing since season 3, and I was always around Masters 1900, but this season it feels like the players get worse and worse at the game. I'm stuck in Ultra, although my performance is very good every game. Carrying games feels like a lost cause in this meta, where the incentives to play the game a lot. No events, still ridiculous coin limit of 2100 per week. New Pokemon become expensive to the point where I question the intentions of the devs, like are they intentionally trying to kill this game? Question mark. Ranked rewards were and are a joke and more lazy. I think like getting rid of Hollowware and like having the high-end reward be a 1600 sticker, it really does. There's no incentives to play the game. This is probably the biggest issue with the game right now. Like truly having a reason to get on and play, there's just not very many. The monetizing this game lets me question if the devs have any idea what they are doing. Skins cost a ridiculous amount of money. Like seriously, does anyone compare them with the price of those of the other games? Yeah, this is important. Like I think like if you look at free to play games as a market, right? Like look at like, okay, I could play this or I could play League of Legends. I think a $40 skin for a Switch mobile MOBA is a little silly. Like it's got to be relative to the product and to the health of the game, right? Like I think League of Legends is a much thriving, much bigger, much more successful game. They could charge something like $40 because it makes a little bit more sense. I think Pokemon Unite, honestly, they would be pushing it charging $25 for a skin, but that's just my personal take. This is a bad joke. The Unite membership is basically just a monthly gem subscription. Sorry, but other than that, it hasn't really anything crazy to offer. Very lazy, half-assed, the 1 week gems. Only thing needs no further bashing. It's stupid every time a game implements this. Oh, and outfits for gems only. Are they smoking crack or what? It would be nice if you could buy outfits for gold as well. I mean, I don't see why not. Let the players decide. The game feels like a cemetery of the past. Why do I still have Hollowware tickets if they literally don't add anything? I think I have like 300 other than shit no one buys anyway. Like they said, they would even add anything. The clothing shop tickets, what for? I have about 2,000 of those, and they haven't added anything in like 9 months or so. I could go on, but I have to go and lose another rank game because my teammates farm wild Pokemon on the side of the map while big important objective fights are happening. Dude, this is a really big comment. This is a really big one. Yeah, it definitely feels pretty true. Exactly my point. Yeah, I feel that comment a lot. I'm in Veteran 5 right now, and I can't find a way to win no matter what. As a solo queue player, I keep getting grouped with lousy teammates who aren't interested in objectives, and it's really getting tiresome. Even when I try to fill roles and play defender or support, it doesn't matter. This continues. I have to take a break and lose my interest in the game. So this is the flip side of the coin. And hear me out. To this person, if you ever see this, I'm not trying to flame this person, but this is where I'm a little worried about the like Dunning-Kruger effect and the delusion of Pokemon Unite. You know, when everyone in the game, mostly everyone in the game, can hit Masters, it makes everyone feel like they're good, and we don't really have a separation of skill. We don't, like, there's a lot of people that don't know that they're not very good. There's a lot of people that don't have a reason to experiment and to explore and to research how they could get better, what they could do better, where they could improve, how they could fix their builds, what macro decisions they could make. Getting stuck in Veteran is not a good look, you know, or getting stuck outside of Masters is not a good look. And, you know, yet we have a lot of people that are in that realm who still, you know, kind of complain about lousy teammates and things of that nature. And I get it. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but there is, without a big separation of skill, we don't have a way to compartmentalize the different variety of skilled players, and therefore people have this big open-ended feeling of like we're all the same skill level, right? Like, or I'm the same as every other Masters kind of thing. And I think that it leads to like long-term systemic issues where like some of these players actually should be Vet 5 and be working and grinding and researching and understanding and looking at content and trying to understand the game on a deeper level to try to grind up, and we don't really have that. It's just not possible. And so but what I fear is that even these players will take a break from the game or feel like it's just pointless, and they don't even like they haven't even had like a potential chance to see how skillful the game can be and to try to improve. You know, whenever you're someone like, for example, like me right now, I've been playing Overwatch 2. I haven't been hard grinding it too much. I did whenever it first came out, but I've been kind of slowing down a little bit. I'm in Diamond 5. That means I have to get through all 5 divisions of Diamond. I need to go through all the divisions of Masters. I need to get through Grandmasters. Like, if I wanted to be the highest rank, right? Dude, that's a lot of grinding, and I'm not that good. I have hit friction. I've hit a skill floor where I need to continue to improve and get better. That's a lot for me to recognize. Like, I can't just sit in Diamond 5 and be like, my teammates are so bad. I can't do that. I have to get better. So That doesn't happen in Unite, where people are faced with the truth, right? They're faced with the, I really need to get better, and then they try to find a way to get better. And then we end up just having this kind of like giant melting pot of varying skills. So friends, I think I'm gonna maybe read like 1 or 2 more. Is easily solved too if we give you a rank for points for fighting the objectives, or didn't drop you if you're MVP and lost. No, this is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. You can never have a rank system that does anything other than look at wins and losses. I promise you it doesn't work. Like performance-based rank systems, that you can maybe make them work a little bit. I've personally never seen one that has ever worked. You have to just, are you winning or are you losing? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like I said, I don't mean to doom and gloom the game. I thought this was interesting. I wanted to take a look at how some of these people were feeling. Like I said, this is not my comment section. This is not my Twitter. This is the Reddit. You know, 3 days ago, people just having an open conversation, 455 comments. Like I said, I haven't even read it all. I wanted to take a look at it, but you can check the link in the description if you want to check it out and leave me your thoughts, because I'm very interested. Friends, thank you so much for watching. I definitely do appreciate it. As always, be sure to kind of want to tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.